Of course, the air conditioner turns on right now. That's okay. We're going to still roll with it because it's fucking hot. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chorizo Bros. Back at it again with another book review. I just finished The Justice of Kings. Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have finished this. So, coming off of all of the hype with the Game of Thrones series, and Joe Abercrombie with his The Blade Itself, I don't know what that series is called, but those were really fantastic, dark, mature fantasies. And I was feeling like the genre's been lacking a little bit lately. But checking this book out, I'm already on the second one. It's so good. So you guys might notice that I like to kind of discuss the covers also. So let's just start there because we're looking at it and it's really cool. This almost seems, this is going to sound like a judgment, and it might be a little bit, but it looks like it's somebody did digital art, but it almost has the vibe of typing it into like an AI and having it sort of make this for you. That's kind of like the vibe I got when I first looked at it. I'm not exactly sure if somebody made this or if it was AI. I might have to look into it, but it looks cool either way. Definitely a thumbs up. Again, I've kind of been on one about how modern book covers look very corporate and either under or over designed, and this is a breath of fresh air for sure. So basically, the plot of this, it's pretty simple. It doesn't go super deep, and that's sort of one of the things that I really liked about it. It's very accessible. It's not something that you have to run too deep with. You don't have to do a lot of studying. You don't have to know all the family names. There is a map, but you can do as much or as little with that as you want. But it's a very streamlined story. It's basically a murder mystery plot in a fantasy setting. That's basically it. The Justice, he's basically like Judge Dredd in a way, where somebody commits a crime against the Empire and he has carte blanche to do whatever he wants with enacting justice in whatever ways the law says. He's pretty stringent about the law, and you'll see that come up over and over. But what's interesting about it is it doesn't actually... The character on here is the Justice. They call him the Justice. Von Vault, I think his name is. It's... The pronunciations in fantasy novels are fucking annoying, but it's not, you don't actually, while they are kind of the protagonist of the story in a way, you're actually seeing the story take place in a first-person view of his clerk. So one of his employees is actually writing their adventure as they go on, uncovering this conspiracy, murder, whatever. You're actually seeing it through her eyes and her following the Justice and sort of seeing how this all plays out. And that is refreshing and super cool because you don't want your main character to feel super overpowered and, oh, they always know what to do. It very much, she criticizes the moves he makes sometimes. She talks about some of his faults, and I think that's really cool. So basically, without spoiling too much of the plot here, again, they're uncovering this conspiracy, and the Justice has some powers, and I think in the further books as we go on, this is a trilogy so far as I know, the powers that the justices have, or they can kind of vary, but Von Vault specifically, he can speak to the dead, which, as you might imagine, if you're uncovering a conspiracy murder plot, talking to a victim can come in pretty handy, right? So that's cool, and then he can use the Emperor's voice to make somebody tell the truth or be forthcoming about information, and I found that to be super cool, and it's very strange and very cool how the magic system works, and again, it's very streamlined. It's kind of just telling you here's what it is, and I'm sure they're gonna expand on it further in the second and third book. I wanted to show you all real quick. I already started the second one, and you'll notice that the protagonist on the front of this, or the cover art, this is Helena, whose perspective you have in the first book. She's a really cool character too. Her characterization is pretty fun. I did have some things that I didn't like about the book, and it's not much. Overall, I think this is 2 thumbs up, you guys. I think this is a fantastic book. I think it's super fun. Again, I think it's for those of us that kind of were liking the Game of Thrones stuff and got a little frustrated with it not being finished, that if you just want like a fun swords, magic thing going on, you're going to really like it. And I think that this covers that. This is exactly what you're looking for in it. It's kind of rock and roll. It's very quick. The action just comes on. I wasn't bored ever throughout this book. Not once was I bored through it. So that's awesome. That's praise in itself, right? But the one thing that I didn't care for as far as the story was there was a bit of a romance plot with Helena and this guy she meets, and it does explain why she feels the way she does. It's sort of, she's kind of working and traveling all the time, and so when she gets the opportunity to engage in this kind of romance on the side, you kind of get why she feels the way she does about it. So it is explained. I wasn't in love with it, for lack of a better way of saying that. Overall, though, I'm excited to see where this goes. I think this is Richard Swan's, one of his first, if not the first, published novel that he did. And I'm about it, man. I'm going to finish it up probably pretty quick. The way the publication is, some of the words aren't too small, and sometimes I almost prefer them to be a little bit smaller, so the book itself is smaller. I feel like I'm going to burn through this stuff pretty quick, and I think it's pretty cool. So this is different than some of the stuff that I've been doing. Line up over here. I got some Cormac McCarthy, Stephen King, got Larry McMurtry up there. Richard Swan's making the cut for this. I really wanted to talk about it, and yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Check this book out if you're looking for something kind of new and fun. Again, it's not going to recommend it for people that don't like fantasy or find it to be childish or boring or difficult because of the weird names and stuff. But if you're kind of open to it and you want to see a cool kind of plot take place, check it out. That's pretty much all I got, you guys. I'm going to kind of get back to it, and hopefully we're going to have the guys in here at the time of filming this next week. Again, this is just a busy time of year for all of us, so we're hoping to bring you guys that episode on Misery, so stay tuned. We're going to have some other stuff. I might finish the second book and then just jump into another book review on that. We'll see how it plays out, you guys. But that's all I got. Thank you so much for joining us. Come back and see us again soon. Like and subscribe, baby.